from Boomer and Carton on the Fan.
That's right. I don't want to be in prison, but I do like Brandon Inch. It's his birthday today. It's Boomer and Carton on the Fan. We're joined in studio by a guy who, and I say this in Al Duke's Mox Made, in the history of New York had a 5-year run where he was as popular as any New York athlete in the history of New York sports. He was the goaltender for the world champion New York Cosmos. Shep Messing, Shep, Boomer and Carton. How you doing, kiddo?
Hey, great to have me on. And by the way, my head is spinning listening to your show in the morning.
That's right.
I can imagine, yeah.
Now, you and I met back at Kutcher Sports Academy back in '77. I'm not sure if you remember being up there. And you signed a napkin to me. Dear kid, kick him straight, Shep Messing. And I still have that napkin to this day.
I used to let kids like you score a goal up at those clinics.
Not me. Yeah, I mean, you saved every shot I took.
You and Craigie have something in common.
That's right.
Big thing in common, too. And it's one of the reasons why I love Craig and why I really do hang out with him.
I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's big.
You actually both played with Pele.
Yeah, I got to play with Pele as well. That's right.
Pele, if you're listening to... How'd you do that?
Well, I was a fabulous soccer player as a child growing up in New Rochelle.
He says he was the second best soccer player.
I was the second best player. Listen, I went to the Coliseum with you with Steve Jungle. Don't think I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I idolized Canalia and Beckenbauer and Werner Roth, who then did a great job playing goalie in the soccer movie with Balboa, right, with Stallone in Victory.
Yeah.
You know the movie I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And I was a soccer nut. But I'm trying to explain to the people that work on our show, either too young or too dumb to know any better, that from mid to late 1970s, and you lived it, the New York Cosmos were as big as the New York Yankees in this town, and the Yankees were winning World Series in the late 70s. Everywhere you guys went, you guys were like the Beatles. Is that not accurate to say?
Craig, I'm listening to you guys during the week. I listen to you all the time. Great show, and I heard you promoting it. And look, Boomer, the better athlete, no question about it. But in terms of legendary sport team in New York, those 2 years you talked about, 76 to 78, rock stars. And you got to understand, and you know sports in the 70s. Mid-70s, Joe Namath, quarterback for the Jets.
Right.
By 77, he's out with the L.A. Rams, I think.
That's right.
Rod Gilbert with the Rangers. Right. Clyde Frazier. By 77, he's playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Reggie Jackson at Yankee Stadium in 77. So we were losing some of our big stars in New York sports, like Namath, like Clyde, and all of a sudden New York Cosmos came. Pele, Franz, Giorgio Canalia. And we got married to the rock and roll industry.
Yep.
We took off, and for a 2-year period, rock stars.
Well, you were right. Craig is right.
Nothing bigger.
Listen, Joe Namath did a commercial in stockings. I remember that.
Yeah.
You actually posed nude.
That's right.
Didn't you?
I did, but look.
I have it at home.
I mean, I saw, we played basketball at Harvey's house. We have a mutual friend, Harvey.
Right.
He's the head of the Maryland Mafia.
Right.
And we were playing basketball over there. And after you have a shower and everything.
Not near Shep, you don't.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what. I saw that. I said, he did nude. I could do nude.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
He was always leaner than you, Booms.
No, you superimpose your head on somebody else's body, man.
They must have paid you a good amount of dough.
How much money did you make for that?
Hey, listen, guys, the 70s, you were, we're talking about a time when, Craig, I think, if I do the math, 8 years old, New Rochelle, Boomer.
I was a junior high school kid.
16 years old.
Right.
All everything.
Right.
And, out in West Islip.
East Islip. With that, yeah.
So that was the time. I mean, I'm just trying to get publicity for my team any way I can.
How much are you making for the Cosmos?
I made triple the amount of money by doing that photo spread in terms of my contract.
You did.
Soccer,
were you making 6 figures playing soccer for them?
Not at that time. When Pele came, it all changed. So before, when I posed in the magazine, I was not making 6 figures. Then Pele came, it became a real sport.
Well, you guys were played, as everyone knows, Giant Stadium opened up. You guys started playing your games at Giant Stadium. Hell, I played at halftime in one of your games. They used to bring local teams out there. And you guys would average, no joke, 45,000, 50,000 people, which will never happen again in this country's history. And, I mean, Studio 54, you guys, open door policy for you guys, right?
Yeah.
You guys were killing it, Shep.
Listen, it happened spontaneous combustion. Again, the 70s in New York, all those other superstars leaving, and all of a sudden, we were the team. So one day we show up at the stadium, There was 77,000 people.
Right.
From that point on, sold out at Giant Stadium.
77,000 people
To
to
watch a
watch.
soccer game.
But not watch like an Olympic gold medal game, just a regular season Cosmos game.
But you had all these international stars on the team, though. What was it like playing with Pele?
The greatest, Boomer, and you know how it is when you have different teammates. Craig, you know too, at a different level.
Oh, yeah.
So when you have a mix of stars, star players know how to communicate. It doesn't matter if you're Yugoslav, German, Brazilian, American. You put a bunch of stars on the field, you're either going to understand it and do what you have to do to win the game, or you're going to have
But
friction.
you know what? You got to play with Pele, arguably the greatest athlete in his sport compared to any athlete in their respective sports. You roomed with the guy. You traveled with the guy. You're with, like, freaking John Lennon, right, every day. That'd be stupid.
Well, it was crazy. I mean, it was a crazy time because you still have to play the game. And yet we couldn't wait for the game to be over and figure out
Go
where
party.
we're going.
What was Studio 54 like for you guys?
Crazy.
Well, Studio 54 it just became our home base. And again, it's New York in the 70s, so an eclectic mix of rock stars. I mean, Peter Frampton, Elton John, Mick Jagger, they followed us. They were at the game.
It's crazy.
That's how we ended up going to Studio 54.
So give me an example. And listen, we all know the climb and the culture, and I'm not going to make you go down all those roads because I'm sure everyone partook in everything that was available to them back in the day. But give us an example where you guys were going to Studio 54, and you named a couple of those guys. The kinds of that you're just a random kid from the Bronx, right? Next thing you know, you're in Studio 54.
With Mick Jagger and Peter
Just give me a
Frampton,
list.
Elton
Just give me a
John.
list of
Jeez,
people you
okay.
partied with who knew you, who actually they were more into you than you were into them. Go, give me a list.
Yeah, it's incredible, and I'm going to leave out. We're going to go women here or men?
Both. Knock it out.
Well, again, we were owned by Atlantic Records.
Yeah,
so that marriage,
Ahmet and those guys had it, right?
So the marriage of rock and roll to the New York Cosmos was natural.
And plus, the Europeans came over and they love soccer.
Who did you party with, Shep? I want a list.
Well, it was everybody. I mean, it was really everybody in the rock and roll business. So, I mean, Grace Jones at the time was just coming up. I talked about Frampton and Elton John and Mick Jagger. Muhammad Ali followed us around.
They knew
went to
you.
the games. Right.
So you're sitting at a table trying to, wine and dine some beautiful gal, right? It's the 70s. Who cares at that point, right? And Muhammad Ali's like, Shep, you have a minute?
Listen, I was along for the ride.
I was going to say, Shep Messing.
Hey.
Shep Messing, you a good goaltender. Right?
Whatever happened to that?
First of all, it was something that at the time was not sustainable. Soccer had no foundation in this country. The kids didn't play the sport. So we were really superstars at the top, at the apex, and we became the hot team. Not only in New York, all across the country, all around the world.
You guys sold out wherever you went?
No, we'd travel, play a game in Rome, there'd be 30,000 people waiting at the airport. We'd go to Tokyo, there'd be 50,000 people waiting to watch us practice. But it wasn't sustainable because it wasn't really, the kids didn't play. Now you turn the clock forward to today, there's a viable professional league here. I'm going to have you guys come out to a game with me.
Probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I broadcast for Madison Square Garden.
Right. Oh, well, it's
Red
family.
Bulls
Right.
built a spectacular arena.
Right in Jersey, right?
You're going to be my guest at a suite. They're going to play the LA Galaxy in August. They're sold out. It's electric. So now is the time for the New York Cosmos to come back.
And what do you guys do, by the way? Is everyone getting together? Is everyone still alive? What's going on with the Pele's still alive, right?
Well, the team was dormant for a long time. Professional soccer, Major League Soccer, now has a very good league.
So is it professional soccer now, the Major League Soccer? Are they the ones that want to recognize the Cosmos, or is this something that you guys are just doing on your own, or what's happening here?
What's going to happen, I believe, is the New York Cosmo name and team has been bought.
Okay.
They are negotiating with Major League Soccer, with the city of New York, with the politicians to build a stadium.
That's right. I found the Playgirl photos, Shep.
There you go.
Ain't pretty, brother. Can I recommend a razor?
You guys in the 70s tend to be a little bit hairier.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody,
You had the
women
porno
and men.
mustache and everything. You still have it.
It was a look.
Look at that photo.
We're going to have to let you go here because there are other things we got
Shep,
to do
look at
today.
that photo. You like that photo?
Let me
I
ask
like
you
that.
this.
I like that one better.
You were a hot
See,
box of rocks
Boomer
back
don't
in the
remember
day.
this because Boomer's into himself back in the day. But you went from 70,000 people at Giant Stadium to the sold-out Nassau Coliseum. I had season tickets with Stevie Jungle, the single greatest indoor
best.
soccer player ever. So you're smart. Because let's be honest, you played goalie. I mean, it's nothing. You played with the two greatest that ever played. Pele outdoor and Jungle indoor. You're a smart man, right?
Easiest job in the world for me.
That's
I'm
right.
in goal. I got Beckenbauer, Pele, Giorgio Canaglia, Carlos Alberto. All they said, go back in goal. Don't screw it up. We're going to do that.
And it's soccer. It's like one shot on goal a game. You save that, you can win.
You guys got to come out to the game.
I'd
We'll
love
come
to.
out.
I'd love to.
Play
We'll
soccer,
definitely go
so.
there. Definitely.
Shep Messing, everybody.
Thanks,
Shep,
guys.
good talking
Shep,
to you.
you're a good man. Thanks for coming.
Well, we can talk to
Good
Shep
job.
all day. Off the air, you'll tell me more about Studio 54 in the back room. That's Shep Messing, and you can check out Shep over with the New York Arrows.
Stevie Jungle.
Steve Jungle. He was number 7, which you would have loved.
I did.
And they wore those old red uniforms, red socks, red shirt, red shorts at Nassau Coliseum, and there was nothing greater in life. It was about 78 to maybe 81 we were there. Didn't miss a game. Loved it.
Good action, but
Yeah.
anybody who ever played a professional sport,
Right.
I'm going to kiss this guy's butt because forget the 4 times Pro Bowl.
Right.
Forget MVP.
Right.
Every pro athlete's dream.
Yeah.
Final play of the career,
Touchdown pass.
70-yard strike.
Touchdown. There you go,
Beats
Raven.
the Baltimore Ravens.
That
a way to go out.
That's the way you go out.
I mean, if you're going to kiss
On top.
Boomer's ass, could you maybe, I'll give you some of my high school stats. Maybe you could remind people the hat trick I scored against Yonkers Dunwoody back in 79.
Yonkers done with.
That's right. Delta Airlines is proud to present the 2nd annual Delta Dugout, taking place May 20th through the 22nd at Madison Square Park. 3 days of incredible events beginning this Friday. Come to the Delta Dugout where you can meet former and current players,